Hey guys, what's up? It's White Smurf 420 here, aka the Snowman _dash, and today I'm just going to make a quick little video of the car setup for the Nissan Skyline GTR free spec 1999 model for Need for Speed. And the reason I'm doing this is because my friend Suicide _1, who is a fellow YouTuber, he's also a good friend of mine. He asked me why other people's cars were so better, and this is basically it right here, is because of the handling. I'm not sure which video it was, but one of my previous videos I showed you me customizing. In fact, it was this exact car, if I'm not mistaken, but as you can see here, it's set a little bit different than what it was before, but it's a better setup for me. You can set it up however you wish, okay? It's just simple as that. Like my steer range, I prefer it wide, as well as the response for the steer to be fast, and I set the a little bit lower tire pressure on the rear tires, and on the front tires I gave it more. Okay, and then I just took drift stability assist off, which makes the car whip even faster and even better in the turns for a drift, as you've seen in previous videos. And I gave it an open differential because the differential doesn't really do much. Okay, it just doesn't really do much. Okay, the left and right wheels constantly spin, so that's just the difference. It's just more wheel spin, so I don't really need more wheel spin. It's just there for me. But I gave the Skyline a little bit, I actually maxed out the more downforce on it, and I gave it just a little bit more brake strength, a little bit brake bias into the front. And as you can see, this is not changeable, because well, you either change the tires or you don't. And I have drift tires on, so it's going to have less traction. Now, I gave it a strong handbrake strength because the car can get a little wild at times. Okay, it looks, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but it feels like it's an actual car because of the handling on it is so raw that, yeah. So now we get to the springs. Now I gave it a little bit softer springs and sway bars because it's just, all it does really is it just softens the body up. Okay, and it helps with the weight transfer from left to right and right to left. Okay, I gave the NOS, people hate it when I hit the NOS in races, because I will go from one point and be at another, and it would be 5 seconds difference in the time it takes to get that from point A to point B, so to speak, and it just annoys them. But yeah, this is basically all that there is to it for the setup. And this setup is actually a pretty good setup. Well, I would say it's a pretty good setup. Of course, it's my setup, so I'm going to say it's a fantastic setup, like everybody else says theirs is. But for the speed list, which is especially on the mixed speed list, because you got all the events, all different events in there. It's not just drifting, so you need to counteract the drifting for the other events. Okay, and that's what I decided to do. But we'll take the Skyline out for a little spin, so to speak, and just show you what I do. In fact, tell you what I do, and it's not really that hard. But I'd like to give another shout out to Phaser169 and GTA V, okay, because they're fucking awesome. But also another YouTuber, he's not really a YouTuber, he's more of a music YouTuber, I guess you could say. But a few of the songs I actually got off of him is Extreme Bass Booster, and if you want to test out the bass on your vehicle, your system, anything, use his. Trust me, you want to use his to check it out with. But and I didn't realize there was a cop at the station, so alright, now that we lost the cop, alright, let's go up into the mountains. First we make sure that we're going the correct way, and of course there are two ways to get into the mountains, this being one, the direction I'm going to now, and over here where the picture of the nerd is, which is actually a pretty cool picture, is another spot you can get into. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drift in this little area right here. By the way, this is a free part for vehicles, and that's how they pop up. You know where they were instead of where they are, which kind of sucks. Like same with the donuts and the drift things, pictures, okay, and danger zones. Okay, really stuck on. Really? Okay. So, but, and then here's somebody. That's a pretty rad name. So, but like I said, right in this area is where I'll drift for right now. Just to show y'all and tell you what I do. Okay, so what I do is I just wait till I get to the corner before I start drifting, and most times what'll happen is, well, actually it's a 50-50 there, but like as you can see, I didn't hit anything in that one. But all you want to do really with this setup is you just want to tap the gas a little, and it didn't work that as well that time, but most times all you want to do is tap the gas when you're going through a small turn like this one here. Okay, and it'll give you more points for the drift and whatnot. But whoop, missed a turn, my bad. Okay, and the bigger drift turn, or bigger turns, all you have to do is hold the line, so to speak, which is pretty funny. But as you saw, I messed that up, but it's just very intricate. Okay, a lot of people don't understand it. Like this drift here, I had to let off for that one. Okay, here I can just take care of it. Okay, in fact, this is actually a drift event that I was in last night. This actual, just this area that I'm driving in was a drift event last night that I, for whatever reason, got disconnected in the middle of, and suicide was there. And And that's when he asked me how was everybody's cars doing so good. And yeah, and this is how. You just set up the tune and you try not to hit anything, and you just hope you have enough space to where you can just whip it. Okay, like I was in 5th gear when I got into the turn, and I just downshifted into 4th to give the RPMs a little more boost. Okay, and that's what you'll see in most of my videos, is I'll just be in a higher gear and all of a sudden go down into a lower gear. Okay, like right there was a bad idea to drift, and then here it's just very difficult to keep off the wall sometimes. But all in all, this setup for the Nissan Skyline is pretty rad. And well, again, like I said before, it's my setup, so I'm going to say that. But the point is, it's, if you want to use it, and I don't mind, because a lot of people have a similar setup. Okay, in fact, I've ran into a few people that have had this exact same setup on this exact same car, and they were right there with me the entire time, and it was driving me nuts. Because they were right there, not because they had the setup or anything, same car. And I wish I had saved that for y'all. That would have been funny. But yeah, so there you go. And hope you enjoyed it. And I just crashed. So anyway, peace.